Hello mga kaisip math! It's me again, Teacher ko, and welcome to Isip Math Tutorial. And for today's video, pag-uusapan po natin yung Grade 8 Mathematics Quarter 4, Week 3. Okay? Pero bago pa lahat, if you're new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe and press the bell icon para po lagi po kayo updated sa lahat ng mga bagong videos po natin. At huwag niyo pong kalimutang i-follow ang ating Facebook page, Isip Math Tutorial, at ang ating Facebook group, DepEd Teachers Files. Okay, at ang topic natin ngayon, Proving Triangle Inequalities. And once again, this is for Grade 8 Mathematics, Quarter 4, Week number 3. At ang ating learning competency, proves theorems, inequalities in a triangle. And our objectives at the end of the lesson, you are expected to, or the student are expected to, use theorem on exterior angle inequality to prove statements involving triangle inequalities. Prove triangle inequalities using triangle inequality theorems for one triangle, and apply Hinge theorem in proving triangle inequalities in two triangles. Now, let's proceed with our lesson number 1. Lesson number 1, proving exterior angle inequality theorem. So, nung nakaraang topic po natin, napag-usapan po natin doon yung exterior angle. Diba? The measurement of our exterior angle is the sum of the two remote interior angles. So we have here the figure. Base po sa ating figure, angle N is our exterior angle. So ang kanyang measurement is equal to the sum of the two remote interior angles. So saan po dito ang ating remote interior angles? This one, angle L and angle M. So if we add angle L plus angle M, the result is the measurement of angle N. Okay, so exterior angle inequality theorem. The measure of an exterior angle of a triangle is greater than the measure of either of the remote interior angles. So, ibig sabihin nito, if this is our exterior angle, dapat mas greater po siya dito kay angle L, and our exterior angle is greater po siya dito kay angle M. So, either of the two remote interior angles. Okay, so we have here the example since we're talking about exterior angle inequality theorem. Given triangle LMN, this one, with exterior angle LNP, this one, prove that angle LNP is greater than angle MLN. So, ibig sabihin, prove natin na this angle is greater than this angle. Okay, so to prove that, what we're going to do is this one. Let us prove that angle LNP is greater than angle MLN by constructing the following. Okay, so magiging ganito po yung figure natin. Okay, midpoint Q on LN. So ito po yung LN natin, side LN. Let's construct point Q, which is our midpoint, such that LQ, this one LQ, is congruent to NQ. Since Q is our midpoint, so LQ is congruent to NQ. Then MR through NQ such that MQ is congruent to RQ. So, ibig sabihin nito, galing kay M, we'll construct a line na dadaan po kay Q and up to here, di ba? So this is our MR. Since Q is our midpoint, so therefore MQ is congruent to RQ. Okay, so I hope nag-gets po yun. Now, nagiging ganito na pinitsura natin. Okay, so our statement, magiging ganito. LQ, this one, LQ is congruent to NQ and MQ is congruent to RQ. Ang ating reason ay by construction, yung ginawa pa natin kanina. And angle LQM is congruent to angle NQR. Bakit? Dahil vertical angles po sila, di ba? This one, vertical angles are congruent. And triangle LQM is congruent to triangle NQR. Bakit? Sa triangle congruence postulate. Okay? Since this triangle and this triangle are congruent, Di ba? May dalawang sides po sila na congruent, both triangles, at meron po silang angle na congruent. So therefore, by such triangle congruence postulate, we can say that this triangle is congruent to this triangle. Okay, next. Angle MLN. MLN. This one, MLN is congruent to triangle angle LNR. Okay, so corresponding parts of the congruent triangles are congruent. Since this triangle is congruent to this triangle, so therefore, this angle here is congruent to this angle. This is MLN and this is LNR. Okay, so next, statement number 5. Angle LNP, this is LNP. This one, okay, is congruent to angle LNR plus angle RNP. So, ibig sabihin nito, this angle LNP, congruent po siya kay LNR plus RNP. Diba? Totoo naman, diba? Angle addition postulate. If you add angle LNR plus angle RNP, the result is congruent to angle LNP. Okay. So that is the angle addition postulate. Next, statement number 6. Angle LNP is greater than angle LNR. Saan si LNP? LNP. This one is greater than LNR. Totoo naman, di ba? If you can see it here, this angle is greater than this angle. Okay. So therefore, you know, that is the property of inequality. Therefore, statement number 7, LNP is greater than MLN. Diba? Si MLN is congruent to LNR. So since congruent si MLN kay LNR, so therefore this LNP, angle LNP is greater than MLN. Kasi this is our exterior angle and this angle is our remote angle and this angle is also our remote angle, diba? Sabi dun sa ating definition na ang ating exterior angle ay greater po siya sa either of the two remote interior angles. So therefore, na-prove na po natin by substitution property of equality, na-prove na po natin na si LNP is greater than MLN. Okay, so I hope naging sa ibig natin sabihin. Okay, so lesson number 2. This is still proving triangle inequality theorem. So triangle inequality theorem number 1, we have side angle inequality. If one side of triangle is longer than the second side, then the angle opposite to the first side is larger than the angle opposite to the second side. Okay, so for example, we have this one. We have triangle LMN. Diba? So, gawin natin tong ganito. Okay, by construction, we'll construct LM. Diba? LM. This one, LM is congruent to LP. Construct natin si okay, so naging ganito. From M to here is one P. Okay? MP. We'll construct MP. Okay? MP. And nagiging LM is congruent to LP by construction, di ba? So, gumawa pa tayo ng MP, tapos si LM is congruent to LP. Okay, by construction. Nakita po natin yan sa pag-construct natin kay MP. And then, triangle LMP is now an isosceles triangle. Bakit isosceles? Di ba, two sides are congruent. This one, LM and LP. So, that is the definition of isosceles triangle. And then, angle LMP is congruent to angle LPM. Yes, because base angles po sila ng ating isosceles triangles. Diba? Kapag meron tayong isosceles triangles, ang ating base angles ay congruent. Then, angle LMN, this one, LMN, is congruent to this one. If you add LMP plus PMN, if you add that these two triangles is congruent or equal to LMN. Okay, so that is angle addition postulate. And then LMN is greater than LMP. Yes, of course, greater po siya. Ito po si LMP, di ba? Malait lang po siya. Si LMN ay itong bigger angle. Okay, that is property of inequality. Then, angle LMN is greater than LPM. Since si LMP is, this one is equal to this one, so therefore, LMN is greater kay LPM. This is substitution property. And then, the measurement of LMP plus the measurement of MPN is equal to 180 degrees. That is linear pair postulate, di ba? LMN, this one, and this one. Okay, so 180 degrees po siya. Then, angle MPN plus angle N, this one, MPN plus angle N, this one. So, ibig sabihin, this angle plus this angle, and PMN, this angle here, which is angle M, that is PMN, is equal to 180 degrees. Okay? Diba? The sum of interior angles natin triangle is equal to 180 degrees. Okay. So, nagiging ganito. Statement number 9, LMP plus MPN is equal to MPN plus N plus MPN. So, LMP plus MPN is equal to angle N plus angle P plus angle M. Diba? Kasi si LMN, diba? LPM plus MPN, diba 180 degrees? So therefore, equal din siya kay angle N plus angle PMN, this one, at saka angle MPN. Okay. So this is substitution transitive property. So, statement number 10, angle LPM is equal to angle N plus angle MPN. Saan si LPM? LPM is equal to angle N plus angle PMN. So, angle N plus angle M is equal to this one. That is subtraction property. Okay. So, next statement, angle LPM is greater than angle N. This one. Property of inequality. And then the last statement, which is angle LMN is greater than angle N. Okay, alam naman po natin, di ba? Transitive property. This one, LMN is greater than angle N. So I hope nag-gets po yung, I hope naka-follow po kayo sa ating discussion. Okay, so let's go with our lesson number 3, proving Hinge theorem. So I have here an example. Okay, given triangle CAN and triangle LYT. Okay, so given po dito na si CA, this one, CA is congruent to LY. Okay, so this is not a drawn to scale ha. Baka magtataka po, but congruent si CA at saka si LY, di ba? So this is not drawn to scale. Okay. Then AN, this one, is congruent to YT. This one. Okay. And angle A, saan si angle A? This one, angle A is greater than angle Y. So prove natin na si CN, this one, third side ng triangle na to, ay greater doon sa third side, which is LT of this triangle. Okay, so let's prove. So construct side AW. So magiging ganito po yung ating itsura. Medyo complicated po ng konti, di ba? Saan si AW? AW is here. Ito po yung original po natin na figure. Diba? Okay. So construct AW such that AW is congruent to AN. Saan sa AW? This one. AW. This one is congruent to AN. Saan sa AN? This one. Okay. Congruent po sila sa AW at saka sa AN. And also congruent to YT. Okay. YT. So, this side, AW and AN, are congruent and also congruent to YT. And then AW, this one, AW is between AC, this one, and AN. Okay, nasa po sa AW, kay AC at saka kay AN. And angle CAW, CAW, this angle here is congruent to LYT. Diba? This is our LYT. Okay, congruent. LYT. And this one, LYT. So, this angle here. So, consequently, triangle CAW is congruent to triangle LYT by SAS triangle congruence postulate. Diba? SAS, side, angle, side. So, CW is congruent to LT. Saan si CW? CW is congruent to LT because corresponding parts of congruent triangles are congruent. Then, next, construct the bisector AH and angle NAW such that H is on CN. We have here AH. AH. Okay, AH. Okay. Then, AH of angle NAW. This is our NAW. So, this one is our AH. And H is on CN. So, on CN, nandyan po si H kay side CN. Consequently, triangle NAH, which is N, this one, NAH is congruent to triangle WEH. Yes, of course, by SAS triangle. Congruence postulate. So, side AH is congruent to side AH. This one, AH is congruent to side AH by reflexive property of inequality. Reflexive property of equality, and AW is congruent to AN from construction number 1 yung kanina. So therefore, WH is congruent to HN because corresponding parts of congruent triangles are congruent. Saan si WH? WH, this one, is congruent to HN. Okay, corresponding parts of congruent triangles are congruent. Okay, so therefore, nagiging ganito na pa yung ating statement. We have CN is congruent to CH plus HN. CH plus HN is congruent to CN. Segment addition postulate. And then CN is equal to, this one, CN is equal to CH plus WH. This one, substitution property of equality. Then, in triangle CHW, CH plus WH is greater than CW. Saan si CH? CH plus WH is greater than CW. Okay, triangle inequality theorem number 3, the sum of any two sides of triangles is greater than third side. So look at your module. So therefore, our statement number 4 is CN. So CN is greater than CW. Substitution property of equality using statement number 2 in 3. Okay. Statement number 2 in 3. Ito po siya. Therefore, we can now prove that CN, so CN is greater than LT. Saan si LT? Ito po si LT. No? Substitution property of equality using statement in construction 1 and statement number 4. Okay, dahil po sa ating kinonstruct, nakuha po natin yung yung ibig po nating sabihin. Okay, so na-prove na po natin na CN is greater than LT. Okay, so meron pa tayong kasabihan na learning is a never-ending process. Mag-aral lang mabuti para ang buhay ay bumuti. Sana po nag-gets po yung ating lesson. Medyo complicated po siya, pero I hope na nakatulong po ako sa inyo. Once again, this is Teacher Koy of Isip Tutorial. Thanks for watching and see you in my next video.